today we are going to choose and cellos, you are going to start. Mr. Knight, could you please show us your open strings so that the intermediate strings can pause the video and make sure they're very, very in tune. Perfect. Mrs. Waters, can you play your open strings for the violins, please? Fabulous, and we should probably all tune together because we might have moved. So Mr. Knight, can you give us your A for us to tune as an ensemble this time? It's Christmas! So we have decided that we are going to learn a Christmas song today. I wonder if we play it to you, could you work out what it is? And we're going to play the key G major, Mr. Knight's going to play a bass line, Mrs. Waters is going to play some chords and some noodling, and I'm going to play the melody. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. By George Michael and Wham. We're going to start with the bass line, which is a little bit unusual, but in pop music, in most music actually, everything stems from the bass line, but don't tell Mr. Knight that too much, that the cellos actually rule in the string orchestra. Cellos do rule, we can't argue with that. Mr. Knight, a bass line is in kind of a 2-bar pattern, isn't it? The notes change every 2 bars. Could you tell us what the notes are? And we're going to go through this because it's great for our spiccato going. So what are the notes?
Sure. So as far as the notes are concerned, I would start with a good old open G, will work really well for this. And as Georgina said, it's a 2-bar period on each chord. And the next chord is extremely unlikely to be the next chord in the Vivaldi, but in rock and pop, it's just about the most likely, ever so well used, chord number 6. Which I said that in a really brummy way. Chord number 6, which is E. So you're going to have to, a nice solid 3rd finger on the C works well. And then we go on a little cycle of 5ths onto an A. And then onto our other main planet, if you like, chord 5, which is D. And I thought it was quite nice to come down after 1 bar to a beautiful, gorgeous low D. So then you end up on the G at the end. So it's a nice little cycle. I'll just play it without saying anything.
One more time.
G, E, A, D. Then I did an alternate octave on that, a low D, but it's just D, so you can stay on the same one if you want.
Let's play it together. So we're going to do 8 quavers, spiccato bows for this bass line. Are we ready? We'll start on an open G. Ready? All together. 1, 2, 3, 4. A G major chord. What are the notes in a G major chord? They're the same as your G major arpeggio. Have a think about it. That's right, it's G, B, and then D. And we can play chords on our instruments because our instruments are tuned in perfect fifths. So now we're going to play 8 quavers using our open G and our open D. Let's give that a go. 8 quavers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fantastic. Now our next chord, quite rightly as Mr. Knight said, is an E chord, but it's an E minor chord because it's a chord 6, which is always a minor chord in a major key. And what we're going to do is play an E minor chord. So what you can do is put your first finger on the D string and play your G string at the same time. So this time we're going to play a G chord followed by an E minor chord, double stopping. Let's give that a go. We're going to play the G chord and then we're going to play the E minor chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. E minor. And then we're going to go to an A minor chord. So you're going to keep your first finger on the D string and you're going to play it with the open A string. So the chords you're going to need are G, E minor, A minor. Let's put that together. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you're going to go to your open D and your open A. So we've got G, E minor, A minor, D, and of course then there is a perfect cadence, it goes to G. So we're going to put them together. We've got G, E minor, A minor, then we've got D major and back to G. And that is our chord sequence. We're going to play that chord sequence twice. And I'll put the notes on the screen so you can see, but play along with us with spiccato bowing. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the beginning. If you can think the melody in your head, that would really, really help. So we're going to learn how to play the melody now. So that's the chords, that's a really good skill to have. I know some of you are doing GCSE music, so it's a really good idea to think about chords and harmony as well as the melody. I'm going to say the words to you in rhythm, and I would like you to say the words back to me. So, last Christmas I gave you my heart. We're going to say that. Now we're going to clap it. I'm going to clap it, you're going to clap it back. Good job. Now we're going to bow it, because the rhythm isn't that easy. It's a syncopated bow. I'm going to bow it to you on an open A string, and you're going to bow it back to me. So like this. That's the rhythm. Now we're going to put the notes to it. You play it back to me? I'll play them. Just go back. So it starts with 2 A's and then your third finger on the D, or your fourth finger on the D if you're a cello. So let's just do those first three notes. String crossings when learning by ear can always be the trickiest bit. So I'm going to play it. Can you play it back to me? Your turn. So we're going to go to the next bit. So we're going to do the E, A bit. I'm going to play it. Can you play it back to me? Off you go. So let's play that mini phrase. I'm going to play it to you. You're going to play it back to me. Off you go. And then we go back to the tonic, which is G, your third finger on the D to finish it off. I'll play it to you. Can you play it back to me? And then we've got an anacrusis. It starts on the last beat of the bar and it's an E. So you're going to need to put your first finger on the D string. And I'm going to play it to you. Can you see if you can play it back to me? So 1, 1, A, 1, and then back to the tonic, which is G, which is your third finger if you're a violinist, and your fourth finger if you're a cellist. Let's see that we play it together. Let's put that first one and a bit phrase together from the beginning. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. And now this bit is it's almost like a turn really. We're going to start with your first finger on the D, and all of these notes are on the D string. So you can play that to me. So let's go from phrase 2. I'll play it to you. It starts on the last beat of the bar. Can you play it back to me? Off you go. Let's go from the beginning and put those two phrases together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, the next two notes are stepwise. We're going to go to our first finger on the A to a B. I'll play it to you. See if you can play it back to me. All on the A string. Off you go. The tricky bit here is that there are two A's together. And it's a C natural. Let's see if we can play it together. 3, 4. Let's put those three phrases together, or two and a bit really. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. And the next bit is all on the D string. And we're going to start with a G, which is your third finger if you're a violin, if you're a viola, and your fourth finger if you're a cello. Ends with an open D. Let's see if we can play that together. 3, 4. It's a bit of a tongue twister for your fingers. It's not that easy. So let's break that down a little bit more. Let's just do the first bit, which is only two notes, G and F sharp. Off you go. 3, 4. play along with us. We're going to play in unison at that slow tempo. Are we ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. When we learn by ear, it's not just oral, but it's also visual. So if you play a violin or viola, look at me and Mrs. Waters' fingers for some help. And if you play the cello, look at Mr. Knight's fingers for some additional help. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Mrs. Waters is going to play some chords and some noodling because she's very, very good at that. And Mr. Knight is going to play the bass line and he might do some chords too. You can choose what you want to do. If you want to play the chords, play the chords. If you want to have a noodle and improvise around the chords, do that. If you want to play the tune with me, play the tune with me. If you want to sing, sing. It's all up to you. And in fact, Mrs. Waters and Mr. Knight, can you give us maybe some kind of an introduction? 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll learn the next bit and we'll just have 2 weeks of fun learning chords and Christmas songs and it'll be really, really fun. To end your rehearsal today, we're going to play through the first and third movements of the Vivaldi. And your homework this week is to play along with us. So your homework is to learn the chords and the melody to Last Christmas. And it's also to play along with this first and second movements of Vivaldi.
Thank you.